Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to HOI4 as we are playing with the Kingdom of Italy. So hope you guys are having a good weekend, enjoying your time off if you do in fact have the weekends off, that you had a good week, wasn't too bad, work wasn't too bad or school or whatever you're doing. Our week was pretty good overall. We actually had my son's birthday on Thursday. He just turned 11, so now my youngest is a preteen. My daughter, she becomes a teenager this year. She'll be 13 in a few months. But yeah, I hope you're having a good week as well. Remember, this is the Sunday episode, so we will not have a video tomorrow on Monday as usual. So we've already got the naval invasion set up, guys. So this, of course, we're not actually invading here, but this is just in case or whatever. We're going to have 2 divisions there. And then we have the 10 divisions doing the invasion here. And I actually added a tank unit from these guys onto the invasion. I know tanks suck at invasions, obviously. But I feel like with the rest of these units here and the fact that it's just Greece, that shouldn't hurt us too much. And it'd be really nice to have a tank that can kind of push forward into a province quickly. So yeah, we've got him assigned onto this invasion as well. So he's going to help us out there. And the rest of the units are just over here for now. Obviously, we might want to bring them down here, but we do have these guys too that will be down over here in Naples, and then they'll come once the invasion is done. And frankly, we might actually be exhausting the supply with just those 10 units, so that's something to consider as well. We do need to get the tactical bombers designed. I was supposed to do that last episode and didn't, obviously. So let's go ahead and get the... I think we're going to base it off of this one here, because we will likely leave some torpedoes on there for the naval strike, because this here just gives you the port strike. We might be able to get naval strike with something else here. Yeah, we'll see. This is going to be a pretty big bomber, guys. It's more than likely going to have quite a few weapons on it. I don't know that we'll give it any fighter weapons for the air attack. That's really not what it's going to do. It'll instead have higher air defense. Just going to be a whole bunch of bombs, really. So we could get these here that aren't quite as heavy, and also they give you more ground attack. This only gives you a 3.0 ground attack compared to these ones, which gives you a 6, and this one gives you an 8. So obviously you're getting quite a bit more. And if we did this, we'd get the naval strike without having to have the torpedoes on there, which, they do have some, pretty heavy penalties here. And those are only applied when you're actually doing the naval strike. But I don't really want to have 2 tactical bomber models. One that can do naval strikes and close air support, and then one that does, maybe close air support and strategic bombing. I don't think we're going to do that, guys. We're probably just going to have a tactical bomber that just does everything, because I just don't want to have a bunch of different models that we have to build and produce or whatever, and keep them all supplied out there. And it gets kind of confusing. So we're probably just going to have the one tactical bomber that can do a little bit of everything, is what I'm thinking. So therefore, you probably don't want too much invested on naval strikes, because how much are you going to use them for that? So yeah, I think it would be better to instead have... This is what we'll do. Well, I guess we can leave that one there if we're going to keep it there. And then go ahead and add in the tactical bomber weapons, the medium bomb bay. We're probably going to have to change the engines up, guys. Just keep that in mind. I don't think that this engine here will be enough. We'll have to see, because right now it's 3 engines. We'll see, guys, if we have to go to a 4th one. We're going to add a lot of stuff here. This is going to be a big, heavy plane that's got a bunch of things on it, so I think we will have to have another engine, because we're going to have all 4 weapon slots filled. So 2 on the medium bomb bay, then 1 for close air support. And I'm just not sure if I want to do the bomb locks, which of course won't give you as much ground attack. But then we could take the torpedoes off and not really have it be that good at naval strike. Or we can go with the small bomb bay to get even more close air support, or excuse me, more ground attack. That'd be an option as well. Now this affects the agility regardless, though. So that's another thing to consider, is your agility is essentially going to become garbage. You're going to have like no agility at this point. There's also the fact that these here are reducing our agility by some -5, but not as hefty. Yeah, it's not really as bad. But yeah, they'll basically be decent at everything, but not really great at anything. I mean, they're not terrible. You look at the close air support, you're getting 12. That's not too bad. And then for the strategic bombing, you got a 12 as well. The naval strike, you actually have a 13. So these guys are the best at doing naval strike. That's interesting, because we do have those the torpedoes on there. But you'll see that their agility is absolute garbage when they're doing any kind of naval stuff. That's to be expected. But yeah, I'm tempted to switch this out here to the bomb locks just to make them better at ground attack, because naval strike is really not going to be their main focus here, guys. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. If you look at the production cost, you're sitting at 4 there, while with the bomb locks it's only 1, so you're definitely reducing the cost quite a bit. This is going to be a very expensive plane. So yeah, I think this would be better. Let's go ahead and switch it up, reduce the total production costs, because yeah, it's probably going to be over 50 by the time we're done with it. You can see that weight is still under thrust, so we're okay there. We already have 1 defense turret on here. Looks like we have do we have the 2 times or the? Yeah, we have the 2 times. So that's increasing our air attack up to 6 here. All right, so I think this is what this behemoth is going to look like. It's 57 production, just absolutely ridiculous here, guys. But remember, it's going to be like our only large plane, more than likely, unless we decide to get, and this isn't even a large plane, I guess this is just a medium model. But yeah, I don't think we're going to get strategic bombers, so it's going to be needed for everything. It's going to be our jack of all trades, master of none. We need it to be able to do close air support, which as you can see, it's now able to do quite effectively here, because we have the medium bomb bay with the 2 bomb locks on there. So with that, the ground attack is pretty darn good for a tactical bomber here. Strategic bombing also pretty damn good for a tactical bomber, and that's because we have the 2 medium bomb bays, and we have a radio navigation here. So that's here in the electronics. You have 2 choices here. You can go with the bomb sights, which adds the same strategic bomber that this does, the same 4 points of strategic bombing, but it's a little bit more in weight going with this one, because you also reduce the night penalty with the radio navigation. So that's why we went with that. Again, these are going to be incredibly expensive to build. It's going to be very slow getting them, and that's why we've also given them 2 light machine gun defense turrets. They're so expensive, and of course that's just further increasing their expense, because these are not cheap. But yeah, they're so expensive you don't want to lose them, and so therefore having a good enough air attack to defend themselves, I think, is important here. Now the problem with this one is that the weight under certain models, or under certain missions, excuse me, particularly when you do naval strike and close air support, and I guess the logistic strikes as well, the weight was above our thrust, so that was a problem. So therefore, we have had to add the 4 engines on there, guys. So that further increased the production, because those are pretty expensive. That's 11 for the production costs. So definitely pretty expensive, guys. But yeah, this is what it's looking like. I like it. We're using the Eagle look here, because it's named Eagle. Aquila, because I don't know if we're going to get medium fighters. If we did, then obviously that'd be a better name for them. The Eagle name would be better for fighters, but because I don't know if we're going to get them, we'll just name the tactical bombers Aquila. All right, so that looks pretty good, guys. So yeah, we've got this one here. Obviously, you can't get it exact, with any of these, but you can try and get as close as you can for these models. And we're just going to leave this other one empty. We could, further add to it if we wanted to, but I think this is already pretty expensive here, guys. And it's got a solid air attack here, so let's go ahead and save that. Just going to show you, we can also compare through here, with this, but obviously, as I said before, you can't really get the actual stats because of these things here, which makes the comparison not as useful. But just kind of to compare these to some of our other planes, like for instance, if you look at the Falco, his air attack is 16. So pretty decent air attack for not even being a fighter. If you look at the close air support, their ground attack is 14. Our ground attack here is 18. So it's actually pretty good at a lot of these jobs. The naval attack of our naval bombers is 13. Well, the naval attack for this is not very high. It's 5. That's not really what they're going to do well. If we wanted to improve that, we could easily by switching one of those out for, some torpedoes. So, again, going to take forever to build these things. That's okay. Just having them in here will allow us to then put these in here without getting any kind of notifications, which I just don't like having up there because then I go and look at it all the damn time. So yeah, what we want to do is just get the... I'm just looking to see what all we have here. Is just going to get these out there. And I guess you can put them. I don't know if it would fill in though. Yeah, see, it's not... Let me see what happens here if these will fill in. If we just put these two out there. Because, yeah, it's a little bit different now how it works. Oh, did I not? I didn't do that. My bad, guys. Yeah, let's just see if it'll fill in. Because these are the interwars, and normally they should fill in. We're not specifying that it has to be this model. Again, everything's kind of different, so I'm not sure how it works. So let's just wait and see if it'll fill in with the older ones. Yeah, because I didn't set them up to only use... It might be because, yeah, those guys filled in. So they were able to use them, the interwar medium airframes. But I wonder if these guys can. Kind of feels like they can't. Okay. So with that now in mind, let's go ahead and get another one here. And get them training. Alright, excellent. And then what we want to do, since I don't have the full planes, and I don't know if we'll be able to replace those, I suppose we'll wait to see if these planes will go into there. I think it's based on like if they have different missions or not, then they can't fill it in. So like if you know, one has the ability to do naval strikes and the other one doesn't, then that would cause problems. They wouldn't be able to fill in. And we're finally green here. All right, excellent. So it looks like we should be able to get those 5 divisions wiped out. When did we get that Greek? Was it May? Just want to keep it in my mind. 9th of May. Okay, so the 9th of May, we'll attack the Greeks. They are not democratic, despite having such high democratic support, so they shouldn't get guaranteed by anybody, like what happened with the Hungarians, who were not aligned. So then they got guaranteed by the Hungarians, or excuse me, by the French, which obviously was unfortunate, because I'd like to have gotten that attack done, but we'll just have to do it later. We have one here, excellent. So could help pushing forward over here, but let's finish this up over here, guys. Yeah, we're gonna help out over here, and yeah, it looks like it's not gonna be that difficult to do either. So we don't want. Well, I guess we have to cover that, huh? Okay, that's fine. We can go and just. Well, never mind. We've already won here. I'm not entirely sure why those guys are going that way. Oh, they're still doing that attack. Got it. Alright, so let's make sure these guys have a planning bonus. And we'll try and get this finished up here. That's how I'll be helping the Chinese out. And, you know, if we have time, we'll come over here. But, yeah, it's hard to say if there'll be time to get it done or not before the war with the Greeks starts in May. I'd like to have that in this episode, so we should probably turn it up to speed 5 so we can maybe get there. And I have no idea what that was about. Was that about Canada? I'm not entirely sure. They are independent, so maybe that was about them. Here's the Civil War. So it looks like the constitutional states of America is almost the entirety of the northern part of the United States, with California, or much of California anyway. And then you got the South and much of the West, Midwest area here that have gone with the fascists. And you got Douglas MacArthur in charge of them. And unfortunately, our general here is ill. Won't get his full modifiers. We got the smoke generators. Excellent. So we're still not in 39 yet. I think we're going to go ahead and go after that carrier deck now. Let's go and do this attack here. Pushing back. Unfortunately, they defeated our 1 division there. We're also holding out here. And yeah, we actually lost that. That's surprising. Alright, so pushing forward here, we do have the experience. No, not quite. We need 50, that's right. I was thinking it was 40 for some reason. And we did get that military factory and the research bonus. So remember, can't go with the power to the king until we're at 50%. We're currently at 31%, still a ways to go. Let's go with the foreign affairs just to open this up, guys. It's only a 35-day focus as well, and we can use the blood power, I suppose, because we're trying to get this finished up here. We have just the military high command, though I'm not really impressed with our military high command, so I almost want to wait with some of those until we get some of our generals upgraded and we can make use of them in those ranks. I don't know, because again, there's not great choices there. We can go and get the 1939 radar tech, I suppose, but let's start working on these industrial techs, guys. We're going to have to concentrate on Industry 3. It's a little bit early, but not much. Just a few weeks here. So with the radar now gotten, we need to put those on the ships. Let me just double check and make sure that that was for the ships in addition to the tanks. I'm pretty sure it was. So we got, yeah, we did get the ships and tanks. Okay. And I guess you got the radio navigation too, as well. So if we wanted to put that and get the higher bonuses, it probably has higher production cost by 0.5, it looks like. We just designed those, so it's kind of unfortunate that already we will have to make the adjustments to them, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and do it now. We might not even got any built yet, in which case then you might not even need to change the name up here to B, because if you don't have any built, then it doesn't cause any problems. So yeah, we should just be able to, oops, this is electronics, to switch that out. Nope, looks like they built them already. Or maybe just because you have the production line already. Yeah, I mean, you might as well just, it hasn't even built anything because we didn't have any factories assigned. So you might as well get rid of it. And then that should be where we don't have to change the name. Not that it's a big deal, but yeah, you don't need to change the name or anything. We didn't get any of them built yet. So yeah, that's going to increase the production cost by 0.5, but it is going to make you better at strategic bombing, and you are going to have less of a night penalty. And remember, that impacts you regardless of the mission you do. So that'll impact us for close air support or naval strike. So it's pretty helpful to have. I don't know if it's worth the cost if it's not a plane that does strategic bombing, though, so something to consider. So let's go and put these back into place now. Because, yeah, they didn't have a factory to them, so they weren't even building them. In fact, I almost want to pull a factory from somewhere. But, yeah, that'll just end up going here. I don't want to mess with this too much. So we do need to change up the tanks, the Gepardos, because we've got the new radios for those, and we have the experience to do this. So let's get that on there. I want to see if there's any new guns. No. Okay, so I think we're good to go here then. Just boosting up the breakthrough and the defense here. And then we'll want to do the same here with these, the pounders. All right, excellent. And then just go ahead and change out our lines. There we go. So then we need to do the ships as well. We're almost done with that attack cruiser. And we're not actually building any submarines. I was wondering why there weren't any submarines being built. So let's go ahead and pull back on those cruisers, so that we'll get the 2 dockyards going into those. Okay, so let's go and dip on back over to the war here in China. Now that we got that done, I mean, we still got to design the ships, which we'll do once we're able to. We'll attack here, take that back. And yeah, they're doing little attacks here. They're trying to push us back, which is surprising given the circumstances. We are now in 1939, finally. Took us a little while to get there with all these, with the Ethiopian War and the Austrian War. And yeah, they cannot win here. And then the volunteers that we've been utilizing here in China has been going a little bit slower. I got a nice 75% research bonus here, but we probably want to use it for the infantry equipment. I think it makes more sense because, you know, that takes longer, so therefore you're cutting off more time with that bonus. So we did finish up the production of that attack cruiser. We need more dockyards, guys. We do not have enough. Let me just make sure there's nothing else here. Yeah, we didn't get the anti-air. Yeah, I think it's just the radar, which they don't even have radar on there yet. So let's get that put in place, because that's level 1, of course. And I think that's it. That's all you're really doing, is getting the radar on there. So you have that surface detection improved. And then also, this is the first time we've made an adjustment here with this. So that means their torpedo attack is going up, and their sub detection is going down. Which they didn't have much sub detection anyways, since they don't have sonar here. Alright, so I think that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and save that. And get these building and placed over here. Now, one thing that's a little bit different, and so we might want to approach it differently, is the fire control systems. because they no longer decrease your reliability. Instead, they're just bonuses. So we probably should start getting these guys for our ships. I'd forgotten about that. I'm so used to not getting them. So we do need to research those and improve them, because it's just good to have now. So yeah, we need to work on that. So we do have some free civilian factories. We finished up on that construction. So what do we need to get now? I mean, we still don't have enough civilians, probably, from what I'm seeing here. We can go ahead and get one thing, build in probably a military factory, and then it'll show us how we're doing here. We do have the full 2 lines. Okay. Eventually want to get 3 lines, but we need to work on dockyards and military factories right now. So let's get one more military factory, and then dockyards, guys. Alright, so that's pretty solid. And we might want to get one more civilian factory, because we'll probably have to trade for something eventually. And so we want to make sure we keep those 2 lines going. Alright, so that'll keep them busy. Continue our attacks here. Looks like we're having to retake this province now. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to lose this. Let's go and stop it. So yeah, I'm surprised they're doing so well here, given the circumstances and their lack of supply. But yeah, they're actually having some success on pushing us back at this point, as surprising as that is. Yeah, there's just so many divisions that they didn't even get to reinforce in time before we lost that. Alright, so that's unfortunate. Alright, so we could probably win here. Just take both the divisions and have them attack. They're pretty weak. Yeah, so we did get the win there. We need to attack here to lock that guy down for as long as possible. There we go, excellent. So yeah, having some difficulty over here, just kind of flip-flopping on the provinces there. So we did bypass that one. I don't think we'll be able to do any of these, though. Do they not? Oh, they're not at peace. Okay, so yeah, we won't be able to do that one. But yeah, that has been bypassed. We could go ahead and go with the Balkan ambition now. It's only a 35-day focus. We know we want to get that one. We will not lose those claims either, so we'll just have them available for whenever we want to use them. And so I think it would be wise for us to go ahead and get that. Because again, it's only 35 days. So yeah, they just keep on pushing us back here. It's unfortunate. We have more units here that are done training up. So what we could do, still can't get any of these mountain troops. How are we doing on the tanks? Yeah, we're still pretty short. Like, we have these ones, but they won't be able to go into those units. So yeah, we're still really short on the tanks right now because of those that expansion we did. So they're still short by a lot. So we really can't build any tanks just yet. Frankly, that's one thing we really need. Wait till we get that factory there, and then we'll probably put some more into the tank stuff. We'll let the next factory go into this, because yeah, we really need that getting started, because one factory, frankly, it's not even going to be enough. We should put 2, because these are so expensive that it's going to take a while to get those built. And it's still saying we're short on the medium airframe, because they can't fill into these. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So that's kind of a bummer. You're still kind of stuck with that notification, which I really don't like having up there. Yeah, it's kind of a shame. And it's just because of like one of these plane models that they just can't fill in for. I'm not sure which one it is. Maybe this one? But either way, it's unfortunate that that's up there, because that always confuses me. I go and look at it a bunch. But yeah, we got the planes trained up for the war. Let's hurry up and get this plane. If we want to have the war in this episode, I don't know if we will be able to or not, because we have to get all the way to May. Let me take a look at the ships real quick. Yeah, we did have somebody here who needs to get trained up. Let's put him over here. And then we'll... Oh, I hate when I do that. Put these guys over here, and then let this one train up. And then we'll dip back over to China. So yeah, great source of experience here, and now we've got all the spirits ready to be filled out. This is the last one here. As far as what we want to do, smoke and fire is the one we get from the doctrines. So that's a breakthrough bonus. So That's pretty nice to have. Flexible organizations, one I like going for the speed. So that one's nice to have as well. Not likely to go with this one though. Or that one, or this one. So these are really the two that I would consider. Increased breakthrough. And then of course the tactics are affected as well. Or the division speed with the flexible organization. And you know, I think we're going to go with the breakthrough, guys. That'll really help us out whenever we're on the attack. Such as now. Of course, infantry don't have. Pope just died. Oh, did I ever show? I don't think I ever showed this. The new national balance of power. So as of right now, it still has Grand Council of Fascism, but that can be replaced by the papacy. But yeah, as of right now, we're pretty low here. So we have, you know, political power. We should probably fill these out first. But we could tick up his support here, and then we'll start getting those bonuses, which would be nice to have. So it looks like you start getting penalties eventually. But at that point, political power is not as big of an issue. So yeah, it's not as big of a concern. But let me see if there's any military high command we actually want over here. Again, I've looked at this before, and I wasn't impressed with their choices. You can get a division recovery rate of plus 4%. I mean, it's helpful, I suppose. The capital ships attack and armor, that's nice to have. So I can see getting that. But yeah, I don't care about the cavalry attack and defense or the submarine detection. And this is really not that impressive. He's just a specialist. So we'll get this one here, because that's a good one. But I don't know, guys. I kind of feel like maybe leaving these blank and then filling them out with generals once we get some experience here. I just don't know if it's worth it when we have other things to do with our political power. Like, if we had nothing else to do, then sure. But there's all kinds of things we could do. We could be improving his bonuses. That's a little bit of a stability bonus and army experience bonus. So I think we should do that with the spare political power here. Also, I want to change up the pride of the fleet. That's another thing. We got like an old battleship on the pride of the fleet. So many things we could be doing with political power. There's no other effect with these besides just ticking it up. So we might as well do all 4 of them to get us over to the weak House of Savoy influence, because that's what these are called, the House of Savoy, with weak, influential, consolidated, and dominant. And so with that, we're going to get that stability bonus and the army experience. Of course, we don't really care about the minimum surrender limit because we won't be surrendering. So it won't be a factor. All right, so we did take this finally. Again, we've just been back and forth on this for a while now. We can try and attack here again. Just can't get any supply when you're right there. And yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to win this or not. Sure doesn't look like it. Yeah, this is a tough fight here, surprisingly. I was hoping to help out, but yeah, I don't know if we're actually able to make any movement here. And they have the staff office planning, so they're getting planning speed increased. That wouldn't make that big of a factor, I would think. Okay, so well, that's interesting. This impacted Communist China. Communist China was liberated. So did they give this to Communist China? This Communist China? Yeah. Okay, so Mao now has a port. He has access to the sea. Okay, interesting. Also, Angola was puppeted. And this is beautiful. The Union of Soviet Republics took one state over here. And this is one thing I've noticed with the new peace treaty system. While I love a lot of the mechanics, the few peace treaties I've seen the AI do, particularly when the player's not involved, when it's like all AI countries, they just turn every country into an absolute mess. And I told you in that war with Turkey in my test campaign, where it ended up starting the whole war. So Turkey, capitulated, and they had a peace treaty with them, and it was just divided between like 5 different countries. Like they're just a patchwork with one Turkish puppet here in the middle, and then like 5 different little patches that were taken from 5 different countries. Or I think they freed the Kurds, and then they had like France had a state, British had a state. It was a mess, guys. And that's what I've seen in all the peace treaties. They're all kind of messy, and you see that with this one. So I think they need to make some adjustments there because the map looks worse now with the new peace treaty system, which is unfortunate. That's kind of a bummer. We're really starting to run low on certain resources, particularly chromium. I think we were trading with the Portuguese, and then we lost that, so I think that's what happened there. Let's go ahead and just give more to South Africa. Just trying to support them in their attacks on the British in Africa. We got our Balkan ambitions. Excellent. So that unlocks some decisions for us. We can't do Italy first yet, because we have to deal with Albania, which is right here, the Albanian occupation. That's probably the one we're going to do next, because that'll give us another avenue to invade the Greeks with. I just wanted to see, where am I looking for? This one here. I'm like going way over to the left. Just wanted to see where we're at there, but we can't get it yet. So yeah, let's go and do this so we can annex Albania. Also, this is going to make our king the king of Albania, increasing his stats there. He's going to get more non-core manpower, more stability, and more compliance growth. It's another 35-day focus there, and that will give us another area to attack the Greeks from. And I do believe we should get that in time. Yeah, 35 days. Yeah, we'll get it in time because that's in May. And so then the rest of his troops would then come to the Albania front right here. That's the plan. All right, excellent. So Britain just declared war on Ireland. Not unexpected at all. So they'll likely get that conquered fairly easily. British have lost a big chunk of their empire, though, with the Dominions leaving them. So they need to get some of it back. Expanded a bit. So we got the logistics company. Well, we do need more of these, and I do want to get them. There's like so much stuff we need at the moment. But these are, it is nice getting passive bonuses, so that's one thing to consider. But I think we're going to do the basic fire control system, guys, because I just completely neglected that they had changed those up. So we'll get that. We do have experience to go ahead and add stuff in here, which we haven't finished these up yet. So what I was thinking is it would be logistics here. I'm not sure what we're going to put for the last one, but let's go ahead and get the logistics in there. Save that. We could change these up, I suppose. Go ahead and get the field hospitals in them, but I think we should finish the tanks up, guys. Or not finish them up, but get, you know, logistics in there at the very least. And that's pretty much all the experience we got, guys. Alright, so that'll work. I do want to see if we can put one more mountain unit in here. Nope, not yet. Still don't have enough battalions trained up just yet. So we're going to have to wait. So it looks like these guys need to train here. And we can add a couple more units in here. But yeah, still do not have any light tanks, guys. So it's not really an option getting those trained up. Because there's no tanks. None at all. The tanks we have out there don't have all their tanks yet. Yeah, we're just not winning here at all. We do need to train up all of our troops again, since we did just make those adjustments, and we're about to make more adjustments. Yeah, we're going to be adding another support company. So what I've been doing with the infantry is I've been putting the signal companies in there for the reinforce rate. I don't think we're going to research that. We're just researching too much, guys, and we just can't get it done. And so I don't think we're going to put the signal companies in this one. I think we might just finish this out by putting the cav in there, recon detachment. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do, guys. So let's go and save that, and then our infantry are done. So we don't have to worry about them anymore. So at least we got the infantry done. We got them all training up. Get all this new equipment to them. I think we actually had, we did have a surplus support equipment. With all those adjustments, we no longer do. Yeah, it looks like anti-air's in a better situation. Artillery's still short. The light self-propelled artillery short as well, and the light tanks. Alright, so they've passed the War Powers Act. So we do want to keep an eye on what's going on over here. It does look like we're not going to have a fascist America, because they're losing right now. We'll see if it turns around for them. But it does appear that they're going to lose this conflict, and you have this constitutional states of America, which I'm not entirely sure how that'll be different than the United States of America. Hard to say. We're not that far away from being able to declare war on Greece, guys. Not going to be able to finish the war for sure. And we got pushed back here again. Jesus. Yeah, this has just been incredibly ineffective. I forgot we don't want to go to this one here because we have supply issues there. Well, we can go and seize that real quick. Maybe take one unit and have him go here while the other unit moves down there. So they did combine their crowns here. Now they are still two separate countries, but eventually Because, you know, they have a personal union here, so they're under the same monarch. But I think it eventually results in them becoming one country. That's what happens when they do it with Romania. I've never seen this route before. So I think this should result in them eventually joining into one country. But overall, you can see that Poland is much more powerful now, with Czechoslovakia in there, and they're right on our borders as well. We did get the Albania occupation. So that fires an event. And that's, you know, they have to accept it for us to get those bonuses. Otherwise, I think we get a claim, we could declare war on them. And then we'd probably do that before we attack the Greeks, see if we can't get another border with them. Because we'd have a little bit of time to do so, but not a lot. Alright, so with that done, that's the main ones we wanted to do there. There are two focuses that open up here. Once they accept, or, you know, once we get control of them. If they don't accept, you know, obviously we'd have to force them to accept it. This would be nice to have. Naval bombing, submarine attack, convoy rating efficiency all goes up, but it's a 70-day one. And so if we're going to do a 70-day one, there are better options. This one's now open. That's 2 military factories and some research bonuses. So what I think we're going to do is this one here for the production bonuses for artillery, anti-tank, and anti-air. And also get you military factory and some research bonuses. The other option would be this one, because you get a general and some army experience. And a bunch of nice modifiers there, including increased speed, which y'all know I love. But let's go over this one first. There's just so many great options here, guys. I really like the Italian focus tree. It's just fun to go through. Which I can't say that about all of the new focus trees. Some of them I really don't like that much. I guess we'll build one in Sicily, why not? Yeah, some of them I'm not a huge fan of. We got a bunch of civilian factories here. That's nice. We must have got compliance somewhere. Got us more civilian factories. So let's go for more military factories. And get one there, I guess. All right. So back to China, guys. Although we won't be here long. And Albania yields. All right, excellent. Now we got to dip back over here. So we're going to annex them, and we'll get all those nice modifiers there, so that'll be helpful. And then what we'll want to go ahead and do is take the troops that are on this front here. Let's go and get rid of that. And then bring them over here and give them some more units. And did I send all the mountain troops over here? I did. Okay, so it would make sense to bring several of them over here then. Because, yeah, this is all mountainous terrain. So what I think we're going to do is take... Let me see what we got currently going here. Just take these two. Have them come over here. And that should have pulled them off of this, that you only have the 8. And then you'd want to put just some regular infantry into that one. And then we'd take the divisions here. Oops. Get them coming over here. It gets us up to 22 divisions. I think with these guys, we're going to go and take the cab out. Just I'm a little worried about that supply over there. And just bring the 2 tank units over here, since the third one is over here on that invasion. And we'd want to attack up along the coast, because that's the only area that isn't mountainous. I think it's a hill instead. Alright, so that looks pretty good. We got all those units moving on over there. We got no units over here, so very much exposed in case anything was to happen. Yeah, that'd be pretty bad for us. We'll get the ships set up when the war starts, or maybe... I mean, I don't even know if we'll be able to get the war going in this episode, because, yeah, it's taking a little while. We're doing all these different things here. So what do we need the most? Is it tanks? We need a lot of artillery, but those build a lot quicker as well. Probably the tanks, because I think we have 2 factories going towards our bombers down here. Yep. We need more going into planes overall, but we've got to get these tanks finished up. So we'll put it into that. And then I think we're going to focus on planes now, after we've got the factory going to the tanks. Let's do one into all these here. That looks pretty solid. So we are short on resources. Yeah, we're short on steel. Is there any territory that we can improve in Austria, that Austrian territory that we got, that would allow us to get some resources? Not really. There's this down here, but that's 3 and 2. That's not going to help you out a lot. I mean, I suppose you could still do it. Yeah, it's not going to help you out by much. Doesn't even save you a factory. So yeah, we're just going to have to trade for everything we need here. That's going to be one of the issues as Italy, is that we are going to be short on resources throughout the the campaign. So we will trade with the Swedes. Got no issues with them. And do we want to give this to them? Yeah. We still need tungsten as well. Might just wait. We'll just take the hit on that one. Affects the guns and stuff. That's okay. German Empire claims Memel. And of course, the Albanians have submitted to us. Alright, we could easily be cut off here, so let's try and ensure that doesn't happen. I don't know though, guys. This could become a risk. But luckily we're not going to be here that much longer. In fact, didn't we just get the... Oh no, it's in May. It's in May, my bad. I was thinking it was in April for some reason. We do have a free dockyard. Let's put this into those destroyers there. Which, once we get that done, we'll have to add the radar to them. And do we have any ships that are finished up? No. Just want to get them trained before the war starts, since we will be using our navy against the Greeks. It's not going to be, you know, a difficult naval fight or anything. God, I'm really tempted to just go across here now. Yeah, let's do this. Let's see if we can't get across anyway. It looks like we should be able to. And then if we can just go after this capital here, puts them in a horrible position. So yeah, we're looking pretty good at this point now. If we can grab that. And push these guys back as well. So they're going to get there in 3 days and 9 hours. So probably not before this Japanese division. Nope. Alright, that's unfortunate. I wonder if we couldn't get down here in time to attack him 1 day and 19 hours. No. So you'd have to attack with this guy. Cause yeah, there's no way he's getting there in time. Alright, so you'd want to like let him rest. I don't think this is going to work though, because he's got no supply. So we got to pick something here. We do want to get those carriers built as well. So that's something to do. We will not get the next carrier tech just yet. I mean, I suppose we could. But we do have all this other ship stuff we have to get. You know, the 1940 techs are coming up, guys. So I do want to get those. But is this focused specifically for the 1936? I guess that's the question. And again, we can't get it anytime soon. So I don't know if it's wise to wait for it anyways. It says add technology 1936 carrier hull. I don't know. I feel like it's not going to like give you the 1941. It could check for that, but probably not. And frankly, we really need to be getting other stuff. So we might just get like an old, small carrier going, and then we'll get a 1936 one later, is what I'm thinking. Because yeah, we got all this other stuff I need to get, guys. So let's go ahead and go after some of the other ship techs we need over here, where we have the research bonuses. So I'm thinking like we should get all the stuff for the battleships first, so that when we research the battleship hulls for the 1940, we'll already have all the stuff we need. Which, you know, we'll get the hull and the engines here, and then if we've already got the guns, then I think the only other thing you'd need, I suppose if you want to dual purpose, that's over here. So you got to get this one first, because yeah, they changed this all up. So yeah, if you want the dual purpose guns on there, you'd have to get that. But basically, this is the main thing you need here, guys. So let's go and get that. That's 40 days because of the research bonus, which isn't just for any naval techs. That's specifically for guns. We're not wasting it on something that's cheap, because that's the only thing you can use it on. We do need to get the support weapons, so I think we're gonna go ahead and do that. We don't fall behind there, and we need to update the infantry equipment. All right, excellent. We'll have better infantry equipment out there, though it is more expensive, but we're not short infantry equipment. That hasn't been our issue, guys. All right, so we're gonna have to attack now. I don't think we're able to do this. If he can just keep them locked down for this guy to get his attack going. Oh, never mind. It didn't work. All right, I tried. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work, guys. Okay, we'll stop it. That's a bummer. I was hoping to cut these guys off, but whatever. Oh, well, they're still cut off. All right, they didn't retreat that way. So it ended up working out for us anyways. So now we can just go and wipe them out before the war is done here. Because remember, we're going to be attacking the Greeks here very soon. And so that's kind of our our effort we did for them. So we helped them out. So I don't think we'll get any further, do any further attacks there, guys. I believe we're done. And we got all the national spirits, right? Yep. Got all these filled out, so now it's just waiting for those notifications about the doctrines. And we'll have to put the ships out there, but yeah, might not be able to do that this episode. We'll see. I think it's pretty soon, right? 9th of May. So we got it right there. We'll see what we can do here, guys. Let me get the ships out there. These submarines are not going to be able to train. We're going to want to stop these from training. Stop this guy from training as well. Put him over here. Get all these ships set up, and then we'll declare war. So I want to put them into their own separate task force, the submarines. And what we want to do is take any level 1s and have them separated from the level 2s. So I think that's good. Oh, looks like we missed some. There's so many different level 1 models here, aren't there? So let's go and pull those out, and this is what we got for level 2s. That's it. So yeah, these are all level 1 submarines. So that's probably what we're going to use for this. Yeah, I might as well use the old submarines for such an unimportant conflict here. So we'll get them set up in task force of 5. And we can pull these guys out for now. We're going to change up their icon just so I can tell the difference here. And obviously this is going to be overkill, as it almost always is when you're fighting a minor country with your fleet. That we don't need this many here, but we're doing it anyways. Get some experience, all that kind of good stuff. What do you got here? Yeah, I think we're just going to keep on separating these. And maybe this might be the last one here. Yeah, I think that's probably good. Go ahead and get them a commander, and remember we want somebody who's got the Sea Wolf, if anybody does. Might not have anybody with the Sea Wolf. No. Honestly, there's not really anybody here that I want to use for this, because I don't want anybody who has the enemy retreat chance plus 20%. We got 2 of the guys with that. And yeah, like the rest of them, I don't think that's their best, what their best job would be. So I think we're just getting a new commander, guys. You know, the submarine commanders train up pretty darn quick, because they get so much experience typically. So yeah, we'll just get a new guy and get him Sea Wolf and just kind of, design him to be our submarine dude. And then we have these guys here. We're gonna need to get them set up. So we'll probably just put them. We do want somebody doing a helping us out with the invasion. So I'm thinking like the heavy cruisers doing that. Maybe leave the best of our heavy cruisers here. We have a level 2 with the battleships. And so that'll be 1 fleet here. That's all we're going to have when it comes to capital ships, is just the 5 capital ships there. I suppose you could probably do 3 more of these. Or 2 more. We'll do 2 more and leave them with 5. And then with all the level 2 cruisers, you're going to want all those in here. Not this guy. Alright, so that gets them up to 13. You got 6 of the screens, so we're going to want to get some more screens in here. We actually have some level 2s that weren't selected because they were Bs or As or just a different model. So put those in there. And then have these guys merge in here so we can look at them better. As remember, we have 7 here, so we want to get up to 21. So I'm thinking 1 more light cruiser in there. Not sure which one of these guys are better here. Let me just take a look real quick. I guess we want the one with the faster speed. So we'll take one of those. Put him in there. So that gets them up to 10. And thus we need, I don't know, maybe 12 destroyers or so. And we'll just want I don't think we have any level 2s, do we? Yeah, we don't have any level 2 destroyers in here at all. That's surprising. I thought we were building level 2s. Yeah, we have level 2s. Did we not get any of them built yet? Yeah, looks like we didn't get a single one built. Wow, I'm a little surprised with that. I know it took us a while to get them going, but yeah, we have no level 2s. All right, so we'll just have to make use of level 1s then. That's fine. Now, as far as which ones we want to put in there, I'm not entirely sure what each one of these are, and there's a lot of them. And I don't really care enough to look at them all. All right, guys, so this is the way the fleet is going to look. We do need an admiral assigned. I think we're probably just going to put our best commander in charge here. I almost want to do him because he's got the aviation enthusiast. But yeah, we don't actually have the carriers just yet. So we're going to put him in charge. He's got all these traits. Indigo Campioni, perhaps? Yeah, he's got all these traits here. The naval AA tank is concerning, but we got the capital ship armor, so that does help. So we're going to put him in charge, and this is, of course, going to be the strike force. So these guys here, they'll be doing the escorting, the naval invasion support. And so we're going to want them assigned. I mean, I don't know if we're going to actually need to be there. We'll assign them there anyway. So we want them assigned all throughout this area here. So yeah, they'll move over there and help us out with the naval invasion. And then these three here are all three going to be our patrol fleets. And as you can see, I do have 2 cruisers in 2 of them, and then this one's only got the 10 destroyers. And these ones have the 8 destroyers. So they made up of 10 here, and they're going to be doing our patrolling. Take all these guys. They're going to be doing the convoy raiding. And I'm putting them out there even though we're not actually ready just yet. As far as where we want them, you know, they shouldn't have anything there. We should just be able to do the convoy raiding here and be just fine. They do have a port there, so we'll want to cover that as well. All right, so they'll cover these regions here. This is our main fleet. They've got the 4 battleships, 3 heavy cruisers, 10 light cruisers, and 13 destroyers. These guys here who are doing the naval invasion support, they got the 5 heavy cruisers, 3 light cruisers, and 7 destroyers. So don't have enough screens, but I'm not too worried about it, guys. We could put them in there because we do have plenty of surplus, but you know, that's not what we're going to want to use them for later. I don't want to forget that I got too many in there. And so that's it, guys. We are ready to declare war. We might let those guys get in their positions real quick, especially with the naval invasion crew. They should be moving over there now. Let me just make sure. They're not moving over there. And I know we're not at war, but even not being at war, you would think they would head over there. So we'll force them. All right, there we go. So we're in green in all those areas. And I think we're ready to declare war. So let's go and do this thing. So we don't have any allies to pull in. And let's just hope that this doesn't spiral into a larger conflict, because we've got no troops in Italy right now. So we're going to be in a pretty bad position. Wait to do the naval invasion until these guys get over here. We can go and start pushing forward here, where they clearly don't have enough troops to stop us. I don't know what they were thinking here. Yeah, they just kind of left this open for whatever reason. I wish I had a mountain unit here. We're going to have to bring them over this way. We'll bring this guy over this way. And let's go ahead and attack with these 2. And attack with these ones. So we might not even had to have done the naval invasion, considering the fact that you know, they don't really have much troops on the border here. The Romanians are actually inviting us to join their faction. We're not interested in doing that. We're going to have our own faction and tell them no. But I do appreciate the offer. Looks like I pulled one of the divisions off of that on accident. It's fine. Pakistan just declared war in India, so they're going to try and break free. Let's go ahead and go this way to try and cut off any units here from coming over here. And then he can go over this way. But yeah, having success all throughout there. Are these guys here? They are here, so let's go ahead and have them do the invasion, though we only want to send this order. We don't want the AI taking control of that one. I did not put my planes in the sky. My bad, guys. I knew I was forgetting something. So let's go and get those planes out there. See how we want to do this. So we can put 200 here. So like 1 fighter and 1 close air support. We got these guys, so I guess we'll send them. So I'll send these 2 air wings over here to provide. I mean, they might actually have better coverage there than here. I'm not sure. We'll see. But we're going to have them do air superiority and close air support from here. And then we'll also want to bring some planes down here Do we want to bring all these fighters? It's probably unnecessary. A little bit of overkill, but what else is new? It's always overkill whenever we're doing these minor countries. And then I suppose we'll also bring the close air support over here. Are they still doing... They can't reach there? Looks like they can't reach. That's surprising. Their coverage just isn't good enough. We'll just leave them here then if they can't cover from there. There's no point in even having them over here then in that case. The tactical bombers, they obviously don't need to move. They have the coverage that they need at this point. We could help when it comes to the seas, but not really necessary, honestly. I think our fleet can do it on their own. So let's just provide more close air support here, guys. Yeah, I think that'd be good. Alright, so I think we're good to go. That's all of our planes. And so that'll allow us to seize control here, hopefully. It's yellow right now. There we go. We're green. So yeah, they might end up bombing our fleet some. We'll see. If we start seeing heavy bombing, then we might want to change up the way we have the Air Force set up. But yeah, I'm not really too worried about the Greek Air Force, honestly. We're going to tell them no on their access here. Yeah, I'm just going to tell them no. They think we're friends. We're not friends. It's going to go here, and surprisingly, those tanks were slower. So let's have him go over there and grab Corfu. And should be able to get these units cut off over here. And can we get there in time before he takes that from us and cuts us off? Yeah, we got one coming there in just a couple hours. We got the fuel refining too. Excellent. So do we want to go ahead and work on all these here, or should we go ahead and start getting the stuff for the planes like we're doing with the ships? We probably should start getting the stuff for the planes, huh? Yeah, because we're going to want to get the 1940 stuff as soon as we're able to. So we want to have all this stuff available already, like the cannons and stuff. Now, I'm not sure whether we're going to want to have the machine guns on there or the cannons. You can look at the difference here. You know, these are all for air superiority interception. As far as air attack goes, the cannons are obviously superior, but they take down your agility by so much, and agility is so important in dogfighting. So I suppose it really depends on if you want them to be good at shooting down bombers, or if you want them to be good in dogfights with fighters, in which case you'd want the heavy machine guns. Also, you got to consider production costs. The cannons are higher in production costs. They're higher in weight as well. So yeah, I feel like cannons might not be good for what we're trying to do. Have really very high agile planes. So we're probably going to do the heavy machine guns. If we built some like medium fighters, then I could see how that could be really useful. These are great to have as well, particularly the drop tanks, since they don't reduce your air defense because you've dropped them before you're actually in battle. So those are great to have. Engines is not available just yet. This is the recon camera, and these can be really helpful too. They increase air defense. Let's go with the heavy machine guns, guys. We'll get that first. And I think that's what we're going to use for the fighters. I think it makes the most sense. So you're not trying to impact the agility too much. We are engaging some freight convoys over here that the Greeks are using for trading. Again, it's just overkill with these ships here. Completely unnecessary, the number of ships we put out there. Looks like they're no longer defending Athens, though we might get there by land well before the naval invasion actually gets there. And then these guys are going that way. Make sure that they're both assigned here. Alright, so they'll go that way, and I guess we'll push for it here as well. And let's go and get these guys going forward. Alright, and they should be coming over this way as well. Alright, let's give them a planning bonus, maybe. There we go. And unfortunately, that's all we're going to have time for here, guys. It looks like we did get that destroyer built finally. Took us a long time. I suppose we can go and just get them adjusted real quick. Going to get the radar on here. I think that's all we have for them. Yeah, we don't have the anti-air, so we don't have the depth charges or anything like that. So go ahead and get the radar on here. Of course, their torpedo attack's going to go down. The sub-detection is going to go down. That's a negative. That's just part of having this here. But yeah, it's fine. So let's go ahead and get these building. And pull a dockyard from them. So we have 2 going into the destroyers there. And we never did get a carrier building just yet. I think we might have to wait till I can put it on there. Then we gotta, I suppose if we did that, then we'd have to design it. I don't have time to do that right now. But yeah, we don't really have the dockyards until we finish up one of those battleships, essentially, which I think they're both almost done. Yeah, August of this year, we'll get these 2 battleships done. So we got that destroyer, then just get trained up. We'll do all that after the war is over. Right now, we're just going to go get the war finished up. We do control the skies here. Easy enough. They have some planes, but not much. It looks like they didn't put any out in the sea, which is good, because we didn't put any out in the sea, so we don't want their planes getting involved with these ship battles. We're engaging the Greek submarines here. And here it's just, well, it looks like they are escorting them. So they have some destroyers here. But our fleet won't be able to help because they're over here engaging those submarines. So that's unfortunate. But hopefully those submarines will get away from the destroyers. They are old submarines though, so yeah, they're not great. Waiting for the volunteers. They get back on the 25th of May. The one's coming from China. We have a bit of political power as well that we could use. There's quite a few things to get here, so maybe we'll take a look at that. In the next episode. It seems we have some ultimatums we can send. Are those in regards to Yugoslavia here? Yeah, we can make them become puppets. So Yugoslavia is now Serbia. And what's this? Oh, is this like free them? Yeah, we're not really interested in doing that. I'm not really interested in making them puppets either. I want to annex all that territory. So do they still have the guarantees here, unfortunately. And they still have all these as subjects. So I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do at Yugoslavia just yet. I might have to wait until we're ready to go to war with France. Again, I'm not entirely sure how it will be impacted if we attack one of the puppets instead. If we can exploit that. I've done it before and I just can't remember the results. I've been playing it so long, this game so long, and they've made so many changes to them. To the game over time that sometimes it's easy to kind of forget, you know, what you can and can't do, because yeah, they're constantly changing stuff. So I don't remember if you can, in fact, just attack a puppet to avoid the guarantees or not. I mean, it will tell you when you declare war. When you hit the declare war button, it'll tell you if those allies are coming. But yeah, if you don't have a war goal, then it's not really an option. Which we don't have any war goals on them right now. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy today's episode. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. Unfortunately, we weren't able to finish with the war with Greece before we take our little one-day break here, since we won't have a video on Monday. But we will return on Tuesday, finish up the invasion of the Greeks, and continue preparing for the larger conflict. So I'll see you on that episode, and thanks for watching.